So, Nobody 2, this was Sean and I have seen this, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll give a little bit of a prezi and then Sean can go far away and tell us what he thought about this. So, as the title might suggest, it is a sequel. It's a sequel to Nobody, which starred Bob Odenkirk. And the big thing about this was that it was from the same group, 87 North, who brought you John Wick. So the stunt guys and everything like that. And this was Bob Odenkirk making his entry into the Jerry Action thing. The idea behind it was that there's this guy who one day he's living like a normal suburban life, has two kids, has a wife, all that kind of stuff. But then something happens one day that makes him kind of snap, and they realize this guy was not just a normal suburban guy. This guy was Black Ops or CIA, or essentially, this guy can take out a busload of people on his own. And so the film carries on, and like the whole thing. Then there's a Russian mob that gets involved, blah blah blah. And in this one, when this film starts off, it sort of like has like the aftermath of the you see there's this montage of family life, sort of juxtaposed with him doing his work, which is kind of like he's at home and his wife is making food, and his wife is like, "Oh yeah, yeah, are you going to be back home for dinner and everything like that?" Meanwhile, he's busy like killing people in the corridor, and after he finishes, he takes his phone and goes, "Yes, honey, I'll be back home soon," and everything like that. And so this is his job. He goes around beating people up. Colin Salmon shows up to tell him that like he has a debt to pay, and like when he finishes paying the debt, he will be allowed to stop doing these jobs. But he says he needs a break. He needs a break. He wants a holiday because it is intimated that his wife is essentially getting tired of this and beginning to think, why are we even a family? And you have all of the signs that you put in films that say your wife is thinking of leaving you. So he decides, like, let's go on a holiday. Let's go on a holiday somewhere. Let's go to holiday to the only place my dad took me on holiday to when we were kids, because and let's create memories with our family. Let's create memories with our kids. And he goes there, and wouldn't you know it, that the place that they've gone to happens to be like a drug running front, and blah, 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 and then something happens, and then he gets in again, and blah, oh, God, my God, what do you mean that thing exploded? Oh, what do you mean he punched somebody in the face? What do you mean the sheriff is corrupt? What do you mean? And so on and so forth. We have Nobody 2. Sean, what do you think?
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know what to expect. I thought, well, how can they follow up? Because nobody, you know, it was like the first Nobody was a film on its own, really, wasn't it? Now
Yes,
you could
yes.
see.
It was quite
So
happy to be a standalone.
yeah,
It was,
quite
yeah.
happy to be a standalone. So yeah, this was a real big surprise. It's just a 90-minute film, which was actually perfect. What we'll talk about later, I'm sure, about
Yeah.
another film. But anyway, yeah. So this was 90 minutes of just pure fun. It knew what it wanted to be. Yes, some of the I would say perhaps some of the things were a little bit crazy. Lots of things flying about, which normally I would moan about. But I knew what I was expecting, and it
Yes.
was it was done in a comedic way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the characters turn up from the old ones,
Yeah,
and I
once you have Christopher Lloyd, we have
yeah,
Christopher Lloyd
and
showing up. Yeah,
RZA,
RZA
RZA,
from Wu Tang
RZA.
Clan. Yeah, coming back as
RZA.
Hutch's brother
Yeah,
Harry.
I always remember. Yeah, I always remember him as Man with the Iron Fist. So I was
Yes,
and
yes,
like, but anyway, yeah. So all the old characters turn up, and it is loaded with action. It's fast paced, and it was just a really enjoyable film. I thought this was I was really surprised how much I actually enjoyed it. It was just a proper caper. And didn't let down, and it just carried going. Yeah,
yeah,
I was mildly surprised with this.
yeah. I mean, when you have Christopher Lloyd showing up, chomping on a cigar while firing a Gatling gun.
Gatling gun, yeah, that's it. Tommy guns, Gatling guns.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
got
yeah.
like,
Tommy
I
guns,
was like,
Gatling guns.
whoa, Tommy
You're
gun,
kind of like,
old
you're kind of
style.
like, and I think, and honestly, this film, when they talk about Jerry action, like this
Yeah.
Jerry action thing that kind of kicked off with Taken, of old men kicking ass, essentially, old white American men kicking ass. That's that's what Jerry action is essentially happening. Essentially happens with Jerry action. So with this, yes, carry on, Sean.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the actor who played the deputy copper, the one normally he plays comedy roles, doesn't he? I don't know who that actor was. Not the
That's
not the top sheriff, but the baddie,
the baddie,
the
what Colin
the one that
Hanks.
does the drug one. No, no. He looks, he was the tall one that was really nasty when they were doing in the factory place, and he
Okay.
like the last one to survive. Not the one
Oh,
that.
well, no, I don't
You know
remember
what I
that
mean?
one. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
yeah, you do.
I didn't recognize. No, I mean I didn't recognize him when I was watching the film.
Oh, right, okay. I've
Yeah.
seen him, but normally he plays in like comedies. He's normally like the sidekick to some, so
Well,
he's normally a
to be
comedic actor.
Well, to
Yeah,
be honest with you, it's not. I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised if that was the case because I mean, Bob Odenkirk himself was a
yeah,
comedian. That's how he
yeah,
started off. He was a
yeah, yeah.
comedian. So it's kind of like it kind of it doesn't go for the stereotypical like who you would expect to be the action
Yeah,
stars.
that's
It
what I was sort
and
of
I,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's the whole thing with this whole Jerry action thing. And I think there is a bit of it where there's one particular scene because they have Bud Odenkirk. This film has, like all these films do, it has like a big massive showdown in the end, and this showdown happens at a water park, and there's a scene where you have Bum Odenkirk and John Ortiz running around, John Ortiz especially, looking like the least action movie type star in the world. And I was like watching this thing going, okay, I understand what this is. This is total wish fulfillment for the older man. This film is wish fulfillment for the older man. Thinking, yeah, you know what, I bet I could still kick some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet I could throw a couple of grenades down a water slide.
Put a few telemines in World War Two.
Yes,
World War
yes.
Two mines. Yeah.
World War II mines in a ball pit. So I'll give it. The film is inventive. I mean, you have Sharon Stone who shows up as the bad guy called,
Yeah.
what's she called?
Oh, yeah, I don't
Salando
know.
or Teleman. I
Something
can't
like
remember.
that.
I
Yeah.
can't remember what she's called, but it's and she shows up and
Great director too. Yeah.
I think it's Sharon Stone is having fun. And
Yeah.
this is, it's kind of, you can almost sort of feel like the way they sold the film to her was like, hey, Sharon, do you want to come be on a film and just be crazy for a couple of days? And she's like, yeah. and
That's it.
that's what happens in the film. So I think all in all, I think I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because there were some bits where I was kind of like, okay, why are we making okay, if you're going to make a sequel to this film, don't try and put too much story in it because we know why this film is here. This film is here to be it's like Jerry action. It's wish fulfillment for the older man. So just get to it and give us that. But you're trying to give us this thing about the family. You're trying to link it to consequences after the first film, and we're not here for consequences.
No, we just want action.
Yeah, we're not here for consequences, and you're trying to put this old stuff in here about this and fathers and sons, and I'm like, that doesn't really work. And you can see obviously because after what happened in the first film, even Connie Nielsen, who plays Hutch's wife, Becca. I mean, Connie Nielsen, she spoke about the fact that in the first film she was sad that she didn't get to do any action.
Yeah.
So obviously this one they go and give her action, but when she goes to do the action, the way they do it, I'm like, but haven't you just left your kids in dire danger to just
They'd rather.
Yeah, but that wasn't a plan. Like when
No,
she
I
left.
can't really- Well, yeah, because they had the discussion, didn't they? He goes, "Oh, I got other things to do."
Yeah. He said
when-
he had.
yeah.
Yeah. So RZA says that. Harry says that, but Becca has no idea that that's happening. So she has no idea that. So anyway, so there are a couple of things that makes me go, this is a 3. It's a high 3, but it's a 3, and the main reason it's a 3 is because it tries to put a storyline in there that it can't really hold up, as opposed to just go, look, we know it's a dumb film, let it be dumb. So I think that's so it's a 3 for me. Sean?
Okay. For me, I mean, bearing in mind that the day before I sat through something that Sharon will talk about later. But for the time it was, I really, really, totally had such a good time with this film. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. So I'm going to have to give this one a 4. But
Cool.
for enjoyment factor and surprise, and so yeah, I'm going to give this one a 4.
Yeah.
I really, really, totally enjoyed it. I thought it was way above my expectations.
Yes, but I think that the filmmakers have achieved what they wanted to achieve because I think Sean is bang smack in the middle of the target audience of this film.
Yes, yeah, I think that's probably it. It's like you were saying. Yeah, I am. I'm the I'm that action hero or wannabe action hero.
Yeah, it's like I could still.
Up here I'm like 25, but physically I'm like the age I am. So
it's like I could
still tote a couple of 45s and
kick a 20-year-old's ass.
It would have to be quick though. Tell you, if I ever got in a fight, it would have to be finished within 30 seconds. Otherwise, it'd be like.
I reckon Bob Odenkirk could start up a business, Hutch Mansell's School of fitness.
Fitness, yeah.
All right, cool.